Welcome to the Muscle of Yarn Yarncast.
Welcome back
Welcome back.
to the Yarncast.
The pause is over.
Yeah, the hiatus has ended. Yeah.
We're here. We're still here. We have
Yes.
not flooded or washed away.
Very lucky in that respect, actually.
And we talk a lot about that for a long time.
Because the weather has been something here.
In the chit chat and outtake section. So stick around and watch the whole thing if you want to hear about
what's happened for the last 2 months. Because it's been 2 months. We did that math enough to figure that out anyways.
Yeah. 2 months. 2 months. So this Yarncast is being brought to you from our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont, where we sell most of the things we're going to talk to you about today and share with you with our various projects and other things. And you can find the store out on social media as Must Love Yarn. And I'm Angela.
I'm Jen.
And you can find me out on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as a Junior Bird Kid.
And I am on Ravelry as J Arbuckle and on Instagram as Jennifer_Arbuckle. And I'm on Threads. I don't really know what that means, but anything that Threads equal yarn, right? I mean, clearly that is a platform for knitters. Clearly. So I signed up immediately, and I stick my head in there periodically. That's about all I've done so far. But you have 1 million people because your Instagram just moves over.
Oh, interesting.
I guess we should do something for the store. I was thinking about that the other day, and I
probably
right.
And so, with my normal caveat that is. Instagram page is my personal page, and you guys might, if you follow me on Instagram, maybe thought that I gave up knitting because it really has had very little knitting content lately.
Mm-hmm. I've had very little content period lately, so
I've been all over the place. So if you want to see all of my fun shenanigans, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Some fun pictures over there.
Mm-hmm.
So we like to start our Yarncast with our Yarncast pick. And so the way this works is we are going to show you a product. We're going to talk about it. We're going to give you a code, and that code will get you 10% off in store or online for 2 weeks following when podcast posts. So that runs Fridays to Fridays. So that's the way it works. And we have picked out a new to the store.
Kind of new to Barocco also, although now we don't. It came a month or so ago. Probably,
yeah,
so
it probably
has
has
brand
been
new
here for a couple months at this point.
But
yay!
It's a fun DK weight barber pole type yarn called Carousel, and we have 4 colorways. It's like 52% wool, 48% acrylic. Made in Italy.
And I was just gonna look up real
400.
quick.
I guess it's fingering weight. 418 yards and 100 grams.
Much it is.
Yeah, it must net up at a DK level. So, but machine washable, which is nice. We have 4 really pretty colors. Fun.
Oh, Carousel, where are you? $17.99. Escaine.
Yeah. It's fun. It has lots of great color. And it's hard to see sometimes on the darker ones. But.
One of the things that's really awesome about Barocco is they have such good pattern support. And so they develop patterns to go with their yarn, both knitting and crochet patterns. Many times there's pattern books.
Yeah.
But it's really nice because then the patterns are made to go with the yarn. And for some yarns, that's pretty important.
Yeah, especially if you want to try something out, but you're not quite sure what it's going to look like. It really helps to have sort of a picture and or a pattern to give you a head start.
Yeah. And so, you can find most of those patterns on Ravelry. You can find a lot of them on Barocco directly. Yeah. They have all their patterns categorized by the yarn that's used. So it's a really easy way. And if you see it on the Barocco page, you can purchase it, or some of them are free, so you can download them from Ravelry as well, if you prefer to store things in like your library there.
Yeah.
Just really great. They have some really great designers that make patterns for them. And usually there's something that would appeal to pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
They have multiple patterns that they
And they have a lot of great kids patterns. And,
yeah.
And patterns for men and women, which is also nice because, you know, they're not just specific to one thing or another. So, yeah
exactly. Great. And so what do we want to do for a code? Do we want to just do
carousel?
YP carousel?
Sure.
Okay.
Take a spin. Try this yarn out. We can think of all kinds of funny little
all right, so
related.
YP carousel for Yarncast pick. And that'll be good for 2 weeks. So if I was looking at the calendar, it will run from August 11th to August 25th. So still some time to make little fun summer teas or tanks.
Yeah, for sure.
Things.
Yeah. I know we have a sample being knit up now, I think,
awesome.
that is using Sweet Tart. Is that the sweater pattern, maybe?
Yeah. Yep.
That you did that had the stripes in it. Yeah. So using one of these and white, which I think will be really fun to see that together. So I saw it up front. It's not quite ready for prime time yet, but I know someone here has been working on it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a nice feel to it.
Nice. So I'm making notes on my
what are we
notes
wearing?
From last time, and I note that I was wearing Sweetie Tweety last time we podcast with that's the purple cardigan.
Oh yeah. Yep.
With no ends woven in, still in the basket over here that I brought with me.
Oh no, you're kidding.
No, I haven't. Well, I've been like anti-weave-in ends lately.
Oh, I'm like, get it done.
Like,
yeah.
Nope. Also, it was 11 billion degrees outside.
True, you aren't going to wear that anytime soon.
And
but still.
even just thinking about having it on my lap to weave in the ends, I was like, oh no. I haven't even woven in the ends on this one, and I could have worn this.
I wore mine,
but I'm wearing it. Look, I've got stitch markers in it. And the ends are out because I haven't woven them in, but I'm counting as an FO. So this is Flexion that I'm wearing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I am trying to remember what I'm wearing. I'm looking it up right now as we speak. Etta, I want to say, maybe. Where is it? There it is. Elva. ELVA.
That was the fun one that you were working on for a while.
Maybe I should put my glasses on. Sorry. Elva. ELVA by Juliana Lustinator. Yes. Yeah, and of course this was one of the ones I sort of modified a bit. I like this one though. I wear it quite a bit in the summertime. Yeah. It's very lightweight, but it's wool, so it actually, even though it gets cold in the air conditioning in the office, I'm still warm. Because sometimes I get really cold in the office after lunch. I don't know why after lunch, but
I feel like I'm gonna be good and like weave the ends in tonight, so I can actually wear this. I could wear this to court under a suit jacket. Like I don't just weave in ends.
I know. Or tuck them in. You could wear them under. If you're wearing a jacket over it, no one's going to see.
Particularly if it's on computer, which some of my stuff still is. Oh, totally.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bad.
Yeah. So this was knit with Northern Levity.
Yes.
Good Lord, where is my brain at?
Right. Well,
from Bobolinks, or actually Northern Levity is part of the same Northern Wool Levity. Sorry.
Yep. It's the leftover like darn tough yarn.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
That gets spun into yarn that you can use to make things.
So the pattern is actually for finishing weight. Oh my God, it's been a long day already. Fingering weight. But this is like halfway between lace weight and fingering weight, like 600 yards and 100 grams. So it's
the light fingering.
Yes, and I knitted at the same gauge. So it's kind of a loose gauge, but that's all right. I like it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But I was telling Jen that part of the reason why I haven't woven the ends in on this is in the back part. At least it's on the back of the sweater. I have a break that happened in the middle of a row. So like normally if I'm joining yarn, I would like try to do it on the side or someplace where it's a little less inconspicuous.
Yeah.
But there's one right there. I have one in the middle of my back because one of my cats believes that it is his mission to eat string, and so the working yarn had been kind of hanging out of the bag a little bit. It didn't get all the way tucked in, and he chewed through it.
It was like a loop that was hanging out.
Yep, chewed through it like it was his,
just because it was
there.
That's funny.
And I discovered it when I went to go pick up the knitting the next night, and I was like, what? I'm like, why is my yarn cut? And I looked closer and I was like, that stupid cat. I knew exactly which one it was too, because there's always one.
I think he's pretty good about the yarn. Like the ball of yarn I was knitting with the other day fell out onto the porch, and he did chase it across the floor, but that's really it. Otherwise, he just wiggles his way in there so he can get hats.
No, this was definitely a night strike. So after I'd put the knitting down for the evening and gone to bed.
Yeah.
Yep. Jerk face.
That's funny.
Jerk face cat.
Yeah.
So yes. Finished objects. We have a number of them.
We should. So Flexion. My Flexion.
Your Flexion
is
on.
Yes, is hanging on our little friend.
She did get it done in time.
I did, and I wore it at that conference under a little jacket. So I had a couple. I was talking to Andrew about this to begin with. When I first saw the pattern, when I first tried to put it on when it was finished, it was fine. But as I wore it, I think because the linen drapes a little bit more, it's gotten a little bit saggy under the arms, which I'm not happy about. But I'm going to. I've been thinking that. So if I wear a jacket over it, it's fine, of course, because it's hidden. But otherwise, I'm gonna maybe do a really tight crochet around the. I'm going to wash it again and then do a tight crochet before it drapes out, and hopefully that will hold those together. And then also I ran out of yarn, which I think I posted about because I only had the 2 skeins, which should have actually been more than enough, but I don't know why it wasn't. And so I had to cut it short on the bottom, and so it's missing, and I would like that extra couple inches. It's fine.
So here, I'm going to stand up so you guys can see what she's talking about, because mine is, there's quite a bit.
Yeah, there's like an extra inch of
I
did these first 2 and like a couple of
yeah. So quite a bit longer.
And not only that, but because it's a split hem, I knew that I was going to be tight on yarn.
Yeah.
So I started. I split the yarn and I was knitting both sides separately.
Yeah.
One from each end of the ball of yarn that I had, so that I could make sure that I had enough to make them even. If nothing else. Yeah. So. But I have no more of that yarn, so now I have to decide whether I just get like even darker blue. There's still that sort of line. Although once I washed it the first time, it kind of blended together a little bit more. You can sort of see where the yarn shifted. But and I do like the drape of it. It feels nice, and the linen.
I mean, it almost looks intentional given like where it is. Like it's a
I'm glad it is at the bottom instead of the bottom.
Yeah,
because the light catches the garter stitch a little bit differently. But anyway, I like it. Great color. People were excited because the people that I was with at that conference had seen me knitting on it a couple weeks beforehand at a different meeting. And they're like, oh, you're working on something else. And I was like, yes, because I'm wearing what and they were like, oh, very funny. Yes. And then I immediately cast on this other sweater, which is another finished object.
Yeah, let's see that one.
This is the sweater I've knit between the last time we were here and now. So this is the Sanctuary Tee, and it's interesting. So it is, ironically, very similar color in the pattern. Sanctuary Tee by Stephanie Earp, E-A-R-P, who is our yoga clog pattern person. I did not realize that till afterwards. And I knit it in Regia sock yarn, which I wanted a solid color that was fingering weight. And I love this color. So I had actually was looking for something that had some silk in it, because you've heard me talk about how much I like silk before. But the nice thing about this is that it's superwash, so I can just throw it in the washing machine, which will be great. So I used this Regia
Nice.
Color number 01047 for those that are interested. And it's funny because I was working on it a couple of weeks ago, and someone came in and they were looking for something similar that they were going to pair with mohair, actually. So she bought out the rest of this color. So anyway, for whatever reason, I really enjoyed this, and I just didn't really want to work on anything else, and so I just knit. So the interesting thing is, it is knit, this is the right side, but it's knit inside out the whole entire way, and I kind of like both sides.
Oh.
So when I wove in the ends last night, I was very careful to weave them in really carefully so that I could wear it
either way. That's really cool looking too.
Yeah, so it's funny how it's just different, but
it looks like honeycomb,
like leaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has not been washed yet. Otherwise, I would probably be wearing it today. And I did make it a little bit longer than it was supposed to be because I didn't read the pattern very carefully, and I was like, "That's not long enough," forgetting that there was a whole section of edging. That's not the ribbing at the bottom, but like this whole bottom panel here. So. Anyway, but it was a really enjoyable knit, I will say. And it's, each row was a little bit different. I just think the way she melded the patterns together and then the way it's finished at the bottom is really nice.
That's cool.
It's just, so yeah, very excited.
Yes.
To have that done.
So I knit another Sunset Boulevard, though not the mini version, because when I did the mini version the first time, I made the largest size, and it was just a little tight on my child. And so I decided when she wanted another one that the next size up is like a adult extra small. And so I knit one of those, and that is actually the perfect size for her, though of course I made the body longer because she's very long. I'll put a picture in because she's taken it and is wearing it. It's very fun. The ruffle pendulum is, can't talk today either, is rainbow colored, and the body is like a light purple. She picked out all of the yarn. We were here at the store and she picked all the yarn out for it. So she was very excited
to see her dream come to life.
That's right. So that one's gone. Now all I'm left with is pictures at this point. I noticed that I was working on a sock head hat the last time we were here, and I did finish that. Plenty of yarn, a little bit of yarn left over. So we'll probably...
It's like from the socks, right, that you did similar?
Yeah, so I knit a pair of socks out of this, and then I just was doing the hat with the leftovers.
The colorway is really pretty.
It is gorgeous. I might keep this for myself. It might go in the donate pile. I might use it as a gift. I don't know. I have 11 billion hats in my house now, so I don't know what to do with all of them. I think that's all I have for finished objects, which is a little perplexing to me because I was like, it was 2 months and that's all I have. It was a lot of time that it was just not knitting.
Yeah, it's funny. It was busy like for a couple of weeks in there, but otherwise, the weather, I was just thinking that I haven't been sitting on my porch as much as I normally do in the summer, which is when I don't really knit as much, because I don't have a television out there, and it's, anyway. Right. So it's rained a lot this summer, and I don't mind. I like being on the porch in the rainstorm, but sometimes it's not. So I've been watching more television this summer. Yeah. I'm binge watching the entire show, all the seasons of Bones this summer, which
that's fun.
I read all of her books a long time ago, and I didn't really want to watch the show when it was on and now in retrospect it's completely different from the books, and it would have been fine, and I do like the actors, and so I'm in just finished season 9 last night, I think, maybe. So
nice.
3 more seasons to go before the end of the summer. And so it's interesting. That's all I've watched this summer, other than like soccer with my niece or whatever. But it's kind of weird to watch an entire show.
You get really invested, and then when it's over, you're like, now what do I do?
Right, but also just to, like, normally you see it like one episode at a time.
Right.
So to see like the whole arc of the show in 3 months kind of cool. Instead of 12 years, it's a little weird. Cool. Yeah. But it's in some, you would think you would get sick of it, but I haven't yet, actually. It's good. Yeah. So anyway, that's been my, whenever I wear the sweater, I will think of that because I feel like I knit that entire sweater watching.
Nice. Yeah. Crossing those off. So I have a couple of new projects.
I have one and one that's about to be started.
I have I have 3.
None of which have been on my list previously. Why would I look at this list?
Right? No, I know.
Of simmering things and do anything from that.
No, I know. Right?
They're all new ideas.
Why?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that I talked about this the last time. The Yarnspirations Granny Square Crochet Fanny pack.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I forgot about that.
Right?
Oh boy.
I have squares. So this is how the pattern actually called for doing the squares with the black edging.
Mm-hmm.
I of course originally was like, nah, I don't need black. So I knit some that don't have that. And I think I even have squares to put them together and add the zipper. But then I was waffling about, should they all have black edging or should they all look like this, or can I mix and match and will it be fine? I don't know the answers to these questions. So I've kind of stalled out because I can't make a decision.
So are these, you could put the black in the middle on each side and have the other ones round?
Yep. So they go, it goes like
I was thinking
this.
Yeah. That would be fun to have the black in the middle.
Yeah. I could do that.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
See, I need the podcast to help me make decisions. So now I can hook these together.
I mean, you could do it vice versa, where the black is on the sides. But I feel like the colors are better.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's the other side. So that's fun. This was just some crazy Lion brand. No, Red Heart.
Super Saver.
Really bright Super Saver. It's called Favorite Stripe.
Perfect for a fanny pack.
Washable. Might get stolen by my child, which is fine.
Uh-oh. There's a destination for this, though, isn't there?
Yes, this was supposed to go to another grown-up that was throwing down fanny packs. Mm-hmm. So I got to figure out how to put this together and hide it.
Mm-hmm. From your daughter.
See that parent again.
Mm-hmm.
Or I just have to crochet more.
Right. Yeah. True.
So anyway, maybe this will be a finished object next time, though I do have to sew in a zipper.
Yeah. Right.
Why do I do these things to myself?
I have no answers.
Why do I take these things on?
Because they're challenging, right?
Why not?
I was just listening to I saw something somewhere where they were talking about it's like the summer of crochet or the season of crochet, which we have definitely noticed in the store. Mm-hmm. And there's lots of crocheters out there doing all kinds of interesting things, and they don't seem to want patterns, which is not what I see in the store. Yesterday I had several people asking me for patterns for crochet, but because they're creating, they just make a shape and crochet and make it into something. And so that's what I was thinking is that.
I have this one too, which I think was done incorrectly because it's a lot smaller than these other ones.
Was that your first one back at the Art of Crochet?
No, it wasn't. I've got, this one was maybe the first one. I was playing around with different kinds of yarn to see which one I liked the best, and this one was doing weird things.
Mm-hmm.
It the way it's
it
striping.
The first one.
That one was the first one. I read the directions to a point, but I'm not a crocheter, and so sometimes
I can't understand those directions. It's like looking at I don't know what.
Skip things because I miss them, or I misunderstand, or I don't count. I feel like this is lopsided.
I think you could block it. You can block your nice acrylic yarn.
That'll block out, right? I mean,
I'm
it's
not sure
not
it will
even
retain its shape once it's blocked.
Size
I think it does look a little different.
Smaller. These ones I'm pretty sure are correct. If they're not correct, if they all match, it doesn't matter. So that's really, this one just needs to get ripped out because it's very sad and small or used for something else, which I don't know what that would be.
Yeah.
But Crocheting is kind of fun when you get into a rhythm of it and you figure out what you're doing.
I'll take your word for it.
I know. Okay, fun.
I don't mind it to edge things.
This skill level says easy, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep that all together. All right, so you've got a new project too.
I do.
I've just been blah blah blah.
No.
Blah,
I thought you had some more of it.
I do, but I can stop talking for a bit.
So, I remember this gray yarn that I bought when I was in DC for earlier this summer. And I was looking for a pattern, which is when I found the Sanctuary pattern. And I almost made it out of this, but I feel like I didn't have enough, or that was the wrong way. I don't really remember now, but no, it's the right way because it's fingering.
For some reason.
Yeah. And so the little Ravelry story interjection. So of course, when I was looking for a t-shirt pattern for this, I thought to myself, oh, I should look in my favorites queue or whatever, because I never ever look there. I'm just like, ooh, t-shirt, and I pick whatever pops up.
New?
Right, exactly. And when I went through there, I found this Sanctuary pattern, and I was like, oh, that's right, that's a really pretty t-shirt. I should make that t-shirt. And so I feel like I didn't feel like I had enough of this. That's what I think. But so anyway, or I just decided that I was going to make Garden Gate out of it instead.
Oh, that's a fun.
Yeah, maybe you've been wearing yours recently, and I was like, it's such a pretty pattern. And I always really love the ironwork sort of detailing on that. And so I am going to do it, and I started it. See, it's technically it's a whip. I started it last week at the airport on my way home.
Are you doing a short sleeve version?
I am doing a short sleeve version. So the gray will be the main color, and then this is going to be
that's fun.
That's going to be
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about it. Actually, I think it'll be really pretty. And so the gray, what are these yarns? Actually, I should probably be a good person. This gray is Knitting for Olive. It's a cotton merino blend in the gray lame colorway. And then this is from someone no longer available. She stopped making yarns. So, and it's called Storyteller, and it's 75-25 sock yarn. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So this has been in my stash for quite a while, so it's time to use it up.
Yep.
So I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about getting that moving, and it's kind of the perfect travel size project because it fits in one of our little bags, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I tossed one of my one upstairs yarn stash area this weekend, mostly because I couldn't find any of my needles, and my needles were all over the place, and I was like trying to retrieve them from bags and put them away.
Yeah, I had to clean the coffee table because someone came and stayed at my house, so I put everything away recently.
And I found the yarn for the 3 Seasons cardigan, which I bought like more than a year ago, I feel like.
Yeah.
So it's been placed in the to take to camp knitting pile because that would be a really fun one to cast on and go. And we're headed, back into kind of fall, and it's starting to get a little cooler, and that's like a cotton merino blend of yarn. So that would be really nice. I couldn't
remember what yarn you had picked for that.
The Concept.
Oh, yeah, that's really pretty.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Right, way back when.
Right, and then I was getting ready to knit it, and then I couldn't find the yarn.
Right.
Yeah.
So you made the purple one instead.
Yeah, and I have now found the yarn. So
look at that.
Right?
You knew it was somewhere.
Right. How do you lose a sweater's quantity worth of yarn? I don't know.
Probably best not to explore that question.
We don't need to know.
Right.
So I cast on
palette cleanser in between.
A palette cleanser. Well, a travel project. So I needed a travel project, and
which she's almost done with from the looks of it.
Right, I am. I think I'm actually at the point to start doing the top decreases again.
That's pretty.
When Abigail and I came into the store at the beginning of July for the Dirty Girl Trunk Show, she loves to run around the store and then pick out yarn and be like, can I get this? Can I get this? So this was one of Fiber Stash's sock blank.
Oh, I was like, this looks so familiar. Why can't I not picture it? But now I do. No, yeah.
It was the pink to gray. Yeah. And it's very beautiful knit up. It's, one of those that I think was, passed over in the roll, but on the needles, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I'm making a hat. It's, I don't even...
Musselburgh?
It's not, I'm not using Musselburgh pattern. There's another one. That's by Gauge Dye Works. I've knit it before. Yeah. It does supposed to have a ribbing in the middle, but I left that part out. Like, I'm really just flying by the seat of my pants. I'm not even making the size that's in that. I'm making smaller because it's for Abigail. It maybe will turn out. I don't know.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be a slouchy, stocky hat.
Yeah. I made it a little bit shorter because she's not really into the super slouchy. So it's a couple inches shorter than it would normally be for like an adult. So I'm hoping that it's
like a little beanie.
Kind of a little beanie.
Yeah. It'll be super
and
cute.
It'll be double layered. It's like
I love these little stripes in the middle here.
Yeah. Pink to purple to kind of gray. So she can wear it either direction. So this is almost done.
For years to come.
Yeah, I probably could have finished it, but it would have required me to go find the needle.
I thought you just cleaned all the stuff out. Or that's leading to why you had to
Right, that's part of it.
It's the backstory to how you found your yarn.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you find the needles also or no?
Some of them. This one is actually one of the ones I was looking for. It's actually on a project because I had the container. I was like, where's this needle? What project is this on?
Yeah.
Oh, this one right here. So no, this was ready to go. I'll do the decreases and get that done in pretty much no time. And when I was doing my clean out, I found this guy.
Oh yeah. I thought you finished that, no?
No.
Oh.
No, but I think this one is like roughly in the same place. These are in the same place.
Yeah.
So I think that I can just do the decreases on both of these and get them done.
Yeah.
What the heck, lady?
Well, hats are meant to be there for this in between time.
I know.
I find.
So I may have two hats. At one point I was like, I'm just going to rip this out because I'm not going to get it done. And then I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? You should just do the decreases and call it good because it'll be for a little person. And they don't really want the super slouchy hats. So there we go. Two hats. And then she'll probably wear neither of them. So it'll be fine.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you have over there?
I have a third
What's
project.
this green and purple thing?
I feel like I'm knitting all the things for my child because my child has expressed interest and is actually wearing some of the things.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of that while you can because there's going to be a dry spell to come.
So we were at Joann's buying other things, but I always take a spin through the yarn section just because.
Yeah, I always look there too.
And when we were there, I got to pull this out because this is just ridiculous. She saw this giant... Oh
boy.
This is Lion Brand Mandala. It's called their bonus bundle. So it's like almost...
Super Saver, only Lion Brand.
1,200 yards of yarn. And it's rainbow colored. It's like acrylic.
I just was curious.
Yeah, 100% acrylic. But it means it can go in the wash and the dry, which is amazing. So there's sort of the rest of it. So I got it, and then I was like, well, what do you want me to make out of it? And she was like, I want a cardigan. And so then we had to pick patterns and do the whole thing. So she picked this pattern. It's called Arctic Coast. And we're not
that's cute.
adding the stripes. So it's meant to be have the little solid stripes in there. We're skipping that part. She didn't want that, which is fine. And so this is what I got. It's got these colors are really long repeats.
Yeah,
because it's such a giant thing. But you know what? I think in the end it'll be fine. So I actually don't even know how much of this we're gonna get.
I was gonna say you might not get much further. Yellow. I think you'll probably get to yellow. Maybe.
I might get to yellow. So then we have the sleeves, and so I was thinking, I was like, I was like, this is going to just irritate me if I use this yarn because it's such long repeats. So it'd be like one sleeve in each color or something. That would irk me. So they have smaller ones. I know, right? It was like,
oh, I'm sorry.
It was like $2 or something with coupons.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a couple smaller ones so I can knit
do one
the
for each sleeve, and you can knit them to match.
I can knit them to match. And really, with the amount of yarn that I have here, I can probably knit a second sweater.
I think at least one more.
If not two more.
Maybe a little dress.
Well, because I will have to knit this longer. The pattern and her size calls for 14 inches down. And she's got such a long torso. I may actually make it longer. So we'll see. And this is, I did get a contrast color for that. It's just this like Kobu, Lion Brand Kobu. It's like a cotton rayon
so that the
blend.
perimeter is sort of the same.
So the cuffs are the same, the button band's the same, this is the same. And I will have plenty of this too to make more than one sweater.
It's so happy.
It is really happy. And it's just back and forth knitting at this point. The increases.
So
was
there purple in the middle here somehow? I was really confused because I was like, the purple's on the outside. I don't understand.
Yeah, no.
So it goes from purple to purple. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So it started as purple and knit a lot of purple, and now we're on to green. And I'm really looking forward to getting to another color.
I guess it goes to this turquoisey color next, right?
A little transition, and then it looks like
this transition. I like that band in between where it transitions.
Yep. So there's a little bit of that, and it looks like some of these are shorter repeats, and then you hit yellow, and yellow is really long, and then like orange is a little. So I don't know.
But you could it could be that. For this sweater, you're going to get to this part.
Yep, and then you knit another one.
Another sweater that's also has a fair amount of yellow, but it will be purple to yellow instead of.
Yeah.
And there won't be any green and blue on the other one.
Right.
Unless you do the.
Right. Unless it's on the sleeves.
Yeah.
Because it could end up being on the sleeves. Right. So with the other two, these skeins, I'll find the green here and then knit this way. So you could
start with like the yellow and orange, so you have the colors that you didn't get to here on the sleeves here.
Yep.
And then it would invert on the other sweater.
Yeah. We'll see. I may have to ask
your advisor.
My advisor what her preference is, because she has very strong preferences. So she may decide she wants the sleeves to match.
She should definitely get to choose
the body.
Yes.
So that'll be a question for her. But we had plenty of yarn to make it happen. With the yarn was on sale. It was like 40% off. And then
it's hard to beat it, honestly.
And then if you order on the app and pick up in store, you can use like the 25% off coupon on top of that. So it was like $6 for
There's a part of
extra.
Me. Yeah, I've wondered a little bit.
Machine washable.
I know.
For a kid that if she doesn't wear it, I've only spent like less than $20 on yarn.
Yeah, for sure. I've been thinking a little bit about whether or not we should. It's 10.5 ounces.
Right? Yeah, it's 1,200. You could make an adult sweater out of this.
You could. Yes.
It's like 1,200 yards.
Yes. It also would be very happy.
Very happy.
I was thinking the other day, should we Lion Brand will also we could bring Lion Brand in here and have some of it here, so we might we're going to do a survey. I'm just throwing this out here now so people know, and I'll make a note about it somewhere else too, but we're going to do a survey just to see what people are missing that we don't have that we should have.
Drop it into the comments here. We'll take that. I've been surprised. They have some interesting yarns that are
especially the ones that they wholesale to yarn stores more like ours and less like
this. This is Kobu. Rayon. This is a cotton rayon. It's a DK weight. It's nice. Feels very nice actually. Yeah, it was very nice to work with. It's got a nice little sheen to it.
And really rayon from bamboo, so it's
eco.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's
no acrylic in it.
No.
No.
And unlike the rainbow, which is 100% acrylic.
Right. But there's a place for that.
Right.
And also, the people who want to knit Afghans, I sometimes...
Right. This is proof for knitted knockers.
Yeah.
So, it's like...
I sometimes am a little concerned because people want... I get why they want the Super Saver or the big... like that to knit a blanket from. So
my guess is that's what that giant yarn wheel is for actually a blanket, not a garment.
You know what would be fun to knit with that? You could knit like one of those, the 10 stitch ones that goes in like a big square, and the colors just radiate out like a spiral.
That would be actually really cool. Yeah. Yeah. Just saying, if you get them on sale and lots of good coupons, there's you know, so.
Yeah. Interesting.
Also, why do I take my 7-year-old with me when I go to stores like that? Because clearly at this point she knows she can talk me into lots of stuff.
And then you have to knit it. Like, you can't knit your own stuff because you're knitting that.
I mean, that was fun. No.
I don't mean it that way. It's fine. It's summertime, you know. But
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even weave in the ends for my own shirt, so clearly I'm really broken up about not knitting stuff for myself.
Yeah. So the sweater that I was actually going to cast on this week, before I cast this on, actually, was this sweater by Alicia Plummer, Stick a Day. I think
Chickadee.
Well, it's like cicada, plural. And I saw it. It's hard to see in that picture. And I thought, oh, that's a great summer sweater. It's like has a band of stockinette, but a lot of it is just on size 10 needles.
Oh, your favorite.
It is my favorite. I'm trying to see if there's a better picture here somewhere. Well, it's kind of hard to see, but you can sort of see the construction a little bit better there. It's a great summer sweater to have in the office to throw on over something.
Yep.
Because it's kind of loose and drapey, but it's, and I've been wanting like a neutral colored white. I'm knitting like smart things for my wardrobe instead of like, look at that crazy thing.
Right.
Another one of those. So anyway, it's actually knit with either Aran weight linen yarn or you could use fingering held double, which is what I'm going to do. But she recommends plant-based yarns because it's a summertime thing. And so I went round and round, and I ended up picking Huasco cotton kettle dyes. Which
that's what this one's knit out of.
It is?
Yeah.
I thought that was something else, but maybe not. Yeah. I like the fact that it's got these sort of nubs on the cotton, so it has a little bit of character. Excuse me. So I actually wanted more of like a taupe color or a cream color. Yeah. So, but we didn't have that. It went from this color to like tan, which I definitely didn't want tan. So I'm going to knit it out of this. I think this is probably going to be fine. But if I really want it to be a hair darker, I might tea dye it once I'm done. Yep. So that's kind of my plan at the moment. Yep. There was a little hiccup with the pattern apparently, and so she was posting about it. Like, this is really new, like a 2 weeks old pattern, and just as I was about ready to cast it on, I know, but I can't quite.
Sigh, Katie.
Sick Katie. Yeah.
Katie.
Any pattern that needs a pronunciation key is a little something, but ignoring that for the moment. She posted a note at the beginning of last week or the middle of last week saying that it had been tech edited and everything else, but there had been some questions, and so she was clarifying things in the pattern. So I thought, I'm just going to wait, and Thursday she reissued the pattern, so it's up and available. So it should be a super fast knit. Cool. So I might actually cast that on because I will wear that this year, and I will wear this as well, but this could be a little bit further out, and this might be really fast. So anyway, I'm excited about that.
That's fun.
Yeah. And again, the laundry list of things on our list.
Oh, I know.
We'll just continue to hang out there. I keep telling myself I'm gonna knit those things or finish them up, but I want to finish these other things instead.
My 2 Woolens and Nosh sweaters that I've got yarn for, so drawing sweater and then nor'easter. What's the other one that I was
We're only a couple months away from
I know.
Being back in temptation land again.
I know.
Just saying.
I need to knit faster. Or de-stash a bunch of yarn. That would be the other option, is to de-stash a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I thought about that a little bit as well. But I've been like one skein at a time, poking away at things. This was sort of an impulse, but but that's a great summer staple also, that sweater.
Totally.
So,
I feel like I could knit another like Garden Gate style sweater that's like short sleeve, just out of stash. So
yeah. That prompted me. Someone was talking about this in our online knitting group yesterday, and I had seen it posted this week. So, and that's something we should probably maybe have a sample made. Barocco posted. It's not a short sleeve summer sweater. Sorry, this is a big segue, but it's a color work yoke sweater that's knit out of Lana's Quick, which is Barocco Hetta, I think it's called.
Yep.
It's a really pretty neckline. Yeah, it's a really pretty neckline. I'm not sure I would do all the color work at the bottom, but I like the neckline a lot. And it's super bulky yarn. Can you imagine how fast that knits up?
So fast.
What fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have quite a bit of that Lana's Quick over there. We might need a little bit more to do some sweaters with, but anyway.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
It's like their pattern of the week if you're not on their email list. Like that's they send out patterns.
Yeah.
Like highlighting patterns.
Yeah, they have really great classic patterns, as we were saying at the beginning there, but that one really caught my eye the other day, and I thought...
I did see that
and then
one,
I thought to myself,
oh.
knit what you have in front of you.
Right.
It will always be there. Excuse me, do you need another color work yoke sweater?
Yeah. Well, and I think, for me, I've been sort of stalled out on the inspiration land, so I'm having a hard time seeing a pattern and being like, oh, I have yarn in my stash and feeling inspired. Yeah. Or even if I'm looking through my stash at times, like I feel like I'm getting maybe overwhelmed with what's there, and then I can't make a decision. Like,
I just don't go in that room.
No, I know.
Except for when I needed one skein for my Garden Gate, and then I was like, I know that I have some gray contrast for this gray in my stash.
I will say, before I went and bought this contrast yarn, I did look through my stash to see if I could find something.
Washable, though, right?
Right, and that was the problem. Like, I found a couple of things that I could definitely use, but one of them was like a non-superwash, and the other one probably it was a superwash, but it would have been scratchy. So I to keep in mind I needed something really soft because it's going to be up around the neck and around the wrists, and I didn't think that it would get worn. Yeah. So
you gotta choose wisely. Yeah.
So
let's see, what else? Do you have other?
No, that's that's the end of it. I mean, I do remember the last time I was talking about how I was going to wind this up and this was going to be my travel sock knitting. Yep. Yeah, look, it didn't get knit up or wound up. Didn't get wound up or knitted. The needles are still sticking in.
You're ready to go, though, any minute now.
I was. Well, what happened was this got purchased, and I was like, oh, that's a sock blank. I don't have to wind anything. So here we are.
Right. Yeah.
But this is still
so pretty.
Still, I know. It's so happy. So happy. It needs to be socks. Yeah. It will be.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? So we have some merch.
Oh, we do have merch.
And I was sort of saying it before.
Oh, merch.
Right. So we have t-shirts.
T-shirts.
And tank tops.
Tank tops.
And we have 2 different size bags.
Project bags. I have a smaller one.
Yeah, so I have 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn in here and a pattern and room. It's a great size. Plus, it's like that nice shape. It just tucks right in into my briefcase bag, so that I don't have like some big thing I'm trying to shove in there.
Right.
And there's tumblers and mugs and other stuff as well. So check it out. It's on our website, and it's print to order, so it will be made and delivered directly to your home, or you can choose to have local pickup, and it can come to the store instead, and we can hold it here for you. Yeah. But all the purchasing is happening through the website. I guess we could buy stuff in store. For locals, they could probably buy it in store, but I think it's probably just easier to do it online. Yeah. But either way.
So too.
So if you're wanting a little bit of merchandise,
there
are some choices out there. So help yourself.
We are starting to post our fall classes, if you can believe that already.
Yeah.
So take a look. We're trying to be better about getting them posted sooner
Real
rather
mix
than later.
of knit and crochet classes.
Yep. Beginner, kids, some more kids classes. Those have been very popular.
Yeah, we did summer camps all summer long. We have another couple weeks coming up in August of summer camp. So
super fun.
Yeah, the kids are.
I think they're having a great time.
Yeah.
We have Seasons of Vermont. The June box is still available, and the March boxes too. If you'd like to check those out, they're all up on the website.
We did decide that we're going to hold on the Seasons of Vermont boxes for the rest of the year.
Yep.
A whole bunch of reasons. It got complicated for us, and sometimes you just need to make your life simpler.
Yes.
And so that's the decision. We're very sad about it on the one hand, but we'll think about doing them again next year, and we'll see how we feel about it. But just in case you were thinking a little bit about the fall or winter, there'll be lots of other things that we'll offer instead. So
work on some other types of projects
and offerings.
Yep. Don't forget to save the date, March 21st to the 24th, 2024.
Yeah, we have to.
Next retreat. We got to finalize some details and think about opening registration for later this fall. So keep an eye out for that. I think definitely register for our newsletter, because we may make early announcements there about registration being open. So if you want to hear first, I would suggest getting yourself on the newsletter so you can hear that and know when things are going to open up for that. I closed the Flexalon thread. Apparently our little hairbrain was just us. So I know.
That's all right. Fine. It's a great tank. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for
this
something
is the first
fun.
time I've tried mine on. I would give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, despite my comments about the sleeves.
It's a great little
it's just kind of it fits really nicely, and I do like the way it fits. Other than for me the length, because I ran out of yarn, but that's not that's not the pattern's fault.
Right.
And it was fast. It was a quick and a really enjoyable knit.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. I did enjoy it. And I think I'm kind of stalled out for cows. I don't know if folks are just not doing them, or we're not picking the right things. There's the one with the yarn group,
our knitting groups, or fiber groups, or whatever we call them. You'd think we would know, but it always feels, if I say knitting, it means, we're excluding the crocheters, which we're not. And if we say fiber gathering, people are like, the what?
Right.
So anyway, the gathering options, both our online and our and in-person one. So the in-person folks came up with this idea. So they have a shawl knit along that just started
I saw
yesterday, I think. So I posted it online for them. So the rules are in our Ravelry group, and one rule is that you have to be a member, but we have in-person Wednesdays 5 to 7, Sundays 1 to 3.
Yep.
And then we have an online group at the very same time. So if you're interested in that, just reach out and we can hook you up with the Zoom code for the online group. But yeah. So I don't remember that there's any other rules. I think no whips were allowed, so you had to wait to cast on. Yeah. And there's the prize has already been shown.
I did see that. That was cool.
Yeah, one of our local folks here dyes yarn here and there on the side, and so she has a one-of-a-kind that she's offering up.
Awesome.
It's really pretty.
It looked like it was very Barbie colors.
A little bit, a little bit more purple, I think, in person, but it's really fun. Yeah. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, we'll link to that in show notes, so if you want to find it easily.
And maybe we'll add a knit-along question to our survey.
Yeah,
let's drafted the survey yet.
Yeah, because I know for myself, like, I've been passing on a lot of ones that other folks have been doing, and so I can't tell if it's just general fatigue, or if it's just I'm not interested in whatever it is they're making, or if it's just in general, like, no, I'm over knit along. So I don't know. Put it out to the.
We can take a rest
to the yarnverse.
We have a whole season of yarny goodness coming up soon. With the fall shows and the fall events that are happening.
So maybe we'll just, take a little breather. We'll get some feedback from folks, and then we'll plan to put some stuff into the fall, into like the holiday season and do that.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just timing, right? It
Right.
just depends on what people have got going on.
Yeah.
Summer is particularly hard, I think.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people stop knitting. I don't ever stop, but
I would say that I don't, but I definitely have slowed down.
Yeah. And
sure.
it's situational. It just depends on whether you're busy doing something else or not.
Or if it's 11 billion degrees outside and you just cannot.
Yeah. With no AC at home, there has been a few nights where I was like, I need to knit, so where's that fan? Right. One thing that we did bring over that we didn't really talk about, but we should just talk about quickly.
Mention it real
I know
quick.
we're running out of time here probably, but
from our dirty
and I missed it. I was so sad to miss
yarns.
it. Yeah. So we have her stuff.
Abigail and I came, and Abigail got to spin on a spinning wheel.
She must have been so excited. Those pictures were awesome. Yeah. So she does these
art yarns,
amazing art yarns that are like either very wild and crazy, or maybe wild and crazy but a more subdued palette, or more conventional.
That's Dillner.
Oh, sorry, did I grab the wrong one?
Yeah,
I did. Never mind this one. It was hanging right next to the other ones. I got confused. A customer probably put it back.
But she also has some gorgeous roving that she dyes up on a bunch of different bases. This is a BFL silk blend. This one's a Romney base.
Yeah, the colors are beautiful.
This one is 100% BFL. So just, really great colors. This is another BFL merino and silk. So, but just gorgeous colors. It gets us some more fiber in the store.
But she's local, right? She's in southern Vermont, Brattleboro?
She's in southern Vermont, Brattleboro area.
I think maybe.
Yeah, near there.
Yeah, so we love to connect with new people and share the super fun stuff. If you're a lover of Kaleidoscope, right? The collage.
Knit collage.
Knit collage. If you're a big fan of their patterns, then we have
this is stuff that you could use.
We have like
for that.
8 or 9 different versions of it over there.
And they tend to be one of a kind. So usually this is not recreatable. So it's like what's available is what's available.
Yeah.
So.
But it helps if you always love this kind of stuff but you don't know where to use it. Mm-hmm. I would highly recommend looking at their patterns because their patterns are tied to their yarns, but they're also generally available once they get through a season. Yeah. So
these, you remember Jen and I knit those sweaters.
Jen's is not 100% done.
Mine is not either.
I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, "Ooh, it's getting to be fall. I need to dig that out because I feel like I have like just a little edging to do. I don't even know what I have left to do. But
like
not much.
This is
perfect
the counter color work for like that sweater that we knit. Pixelated. Yep.
And there's just some fun stuff mixed in there, some sort of crazy. Uh-oh. We're reaching the end.
Yep. So, anyway.
Yeah. We are reaching the end, actually, of content. And also the end of
also time and just like it's time to call it, I think, at this point.
Yeah. But we're back, baby.
We're back. We should be back in 2 weeks.
Life will be slightly more normal, I think, going forward.
My kids don't go back to school until the end of the month, so until then, it's still a little like. But once I go back to school, that'll be better.
I say this every year. Every time when I come home from Maine, which is really the middle of July, it always feels like okay, summer's over, but it's not really. And this year, because I had a friend staying and then another one, and had some other stuff mixed in there. It was, But in August, the nights start getting a little cooler. It's just, you
starts
can feel
to get
it.
darker out. Just the weather changes a little bit.
It's 8 o'clock instead of 9:30.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
But
huge.
Yeah.
Anyway. Thanks for coming and spending some time with us.
Oops.
Oh,
now
that's probably the time.
It. Clearly we're done.
It's time to go. So.
Right.
All right. We will see everybody in a couple of weeks. Check out all the stuff. We'll get it up in show notes. And thanks for spending some time with us. So, see everybody soon.
All right. Bye now.
Bye. Little thingy-ma-bobbers. It's just like
I don't remember how to do this. I don't know what we're doing.
I know. Wow, it's really high above our heads, I feel like.
You think we're small?
I don't know.
Good Lord, my hair looks... It's been a very humidity day.
The weather has been awful. Can we just start? Can we just start with that?
It's just so...
And how... I'm going to fix this.
Hold tight, everybody.
Because it's bugging me.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Can we just start with how awful the weather has been in the state of Vermont over the last month? And
almost since the last time we podcast, which was 2 months ago. Can you believe that?
Exactly. So not only have we made national news because of the flooding here, and the flooding has been ridiculous.
And relentless, really.
And relentless. But prior to the flooding, it was hot, humid, and nasty.
Yes. Sorry.
And then it would rain and flood, and then it was hot, humid, and nasty, and then it would rain and flood some more, hot, humid, and nasty. So it's like mold central here for anybody that's trying to clean up after the flooding.
Yeah, there was one day last week when I was walking. Oh, I was on vacation. I came back. I had a friend staying with me. And towards the end of that week, I was like, I washed towels to put in the bathroom for her. And I was like, they're not dry. They won't dry in the dryer.
They won't even dry in the dryer. Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, it's unpleasant. And we're speaking from places of comfort where our things did not flood, our store did not flood, our homes did not flood. No. I know people who are adjacent to that, but it's...
And Jen lives, the store, my office, it's like in the one little bubble, I feel like, in the state that through all of this has not had any flooding.
Yeah.
I mean, last week, Middlebury flooded. Yeah. They get 6 inches of rain in 3 hours.
Yeah, they were just talking about it again on the car on the way over here. It's just...
And then the next night, Rutland flooded. It was just...
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as bad as the stuff earlier in the month where...
But also Montpelier got a lot of press, which is completely fine. You got to pick some place to talk about.
Other places that
but there were a lot of other places that were really devastated
just
too.
As bad.
So
Barrie,
and the Northeast Kingdom,
Johnson, some other locations that were hit just as hard.
It was odd. I was away. I was in Maine and. Also experiencing some rain, unfortunately, but hard to complain about when at home the whole entire state looks like it's underwater, and I'm getting one text or email after another. Are you all right? Where are you? From my construction friends around the country and colleagues around the country.
It was pretty wild. My older kid was away at sleepaway camp during that first round.
Oh dear, yeah.
But he was in the section of the state that didn't flood, and then. During the second round, he was in another sleepaway camp, but he was in the other opposite corner of the state that did not flood. It was just
it's been tough. And as a result, the tourist season has not been great here for us, which is unfortunate because that's what keeps us going in the summertime. And also, the Great Northern Yarn Haul, which we're tied to because I help organize it.
That.
Yeah, the one store lost everything, and so they're closed completely, at least for a few more months. And then several other people got washed away, or their roads got washed away. So, and I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, I'm not going to Vermont, not this summer."
I mean, Interstate 89 was closed. That's the main artery through the middle of the state. It was closed for 2 days.
Yeah. It's not as bad as it was during Irene when every east-west road in the state was literally broken in half.
Yeah.
But it's definitely... When we were coming back from Maine, I was like, are we going to get home? Of course, it was fine 3 days later. And that's the only good thing, I think, is that the floods, they were catastrophic, but they were it flooded, and then 4 hours later, the water was gone, just leaving it's just such a mess between that and the farms who were devastated. Most of the farmers lost their entire crop. And
because Irene happened in September, October, when they were sort of at the end. This was in July, in the middle of the growing season for most of the stuff here.
And even so, my CSA farmer, he's been telling us he lives. His land is also above water level, but it's rained so much
the ground is
that they can't plant anything. His whole wholesale business is 10% of what it normally is, and that's 3/4 of his income. You know, I mean the CSA part is like a quarter of his income, and the
Right.
rest is all wholesaling to local restaurants. So, and it's just, you know, it's hard to be a farmer. We get a weekly newsletter from him, which I find amusing because he's always like, you know, it's either raining or it's not raining. It's dry. Like, I don't have any water in my pond. This year, it's definitely
It's like, stop raining, please.
15 inches of rain in the course of a month. I mean, that's
Yeah.
twice what we normally see. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's been it. That's all we talk about here in Vermont
Weather.
right now. The
That's
weather.
all we got.
And it's going to thunderstorm again tonight and drop some more rain in some areas that really don't need it.
Yep.
Because I think that's the other thing. Like, we had the crazy storms and the aftermath of that. And then it just hasn't stopped.
Right, hasn't
like,
stopped.
We get a day, like, we had a beautiful weekend.
Yes.
Really gorgeous weekend. 75, sunny, lovely.
Not very much. Like,
But it
very
rained
low
all day
humidity.
Friday, and it's going to rain again tonight, and it rained off and on all day today.
And
So
the ground is so saturated here from all the water that any little bit of precipitation in some areas is like
it's just like puddles
crazy
everywhere.
flash flooding because and landslides. Like, that's the other thing that's been happening a lot in some of these areas is there's so much moisture that when we get more rain, like, the land just lets loose.
Yeah.
In some of these areas.
Yeah.
So
Been.
it was a landslide on Route 7 just north of Middlebury.
Yeah.
In that crazy rain we got on Thursday night.
New Haven. Yeah.
It wasn't New Haven. It was right as you're coming out of Middlebury, going up the hill before it even turns to 50 miles an hour. Just as you're leaving town.
Oh, I know where you mean.
It was along there.
I went to Middlebury for a potential project. I don't remember what day that was. Because on top of all of that, just...
I got sort of a blow-by-blow because a friend of mine was in Middlebury when that hit, having dinner, and then was trying to get out of
Monday,
Middlebury.
I think I was there last Monday, before I went to Cleveland. That's my new hotspot destination. We won a good-sized project in Cleveland, which I'm excited about.
Nice.
And so we've been there once now. Yep.
Awesome.
If you have any exciting things you want to share with me out there, people, just let me know.
Let her know. Amazing. So let's see. 2 months. What's been going on at my house? All the things. Lots of kid stuff in June. Had family visiting.
For a
chunk of
long time, right?
And for
like
some extra few days.
At one point I was like, I can't really tell what's happening, but Ange keeps saying, my parents are still here.
They got to stay a number of extra days because flight situation was...
the rest of the country was a mess too.
It was during that late June period where there was lots of problems. So they did finally make it out. And then July was just... We've been all over the place. With different short trips, and like work's been crazy, and it's just weekend nonstop. But we've been doing lots of like Friday to Monday kind of trips, so I've been here a lot.
Right. So it feels like vacation, but kind of not, because you're still working in between.
Yes.
Having had a whole week, like since week podcast, so I went to Tampa. Tampa. Then I came back. Then I went to Maine for a week and a half.
Okay.
Then I came back, and I had a friend staying with me from like when I arrived home. The same day I arrived home. Through most of the following week, she went to Montreal for a couple of days with another friend in the middle of that. But that was like, okay. Excuse me, her daughter was here for Civil Air Patrol encampment.
Okay.
Something. She's from Nebraska, so like I was like, really, you're coming to Vermont for that? Okay.
All right.
And then I was in Cleveland for a couple days last week. So
yeah, we went to New York City for folks that follow me on Instagram. Got to see all the nitty gritty.
And you had a birthday.
I did have a birthday.
And I forgot your
while
birthday.
We were
I have
New
something
York
for
City.
you. Of course, it's sitting on the counter next to the bag that I picked up with no memory that I needed to put the other thing in that bag.
All right, thank you.
Yes, there'll be an opportunity still.
That was
so anyway,
part of the trip to New York City was this is my birthday weekend. We rode the train down, which was really fun, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh, good to know.
2 thumbs up. Way better than driving. Probably.
Well, anything would be better, but
not better than flying if I'm flying by
of
myself.
Time. Yeah, right. 'Cause it's fast.
But flying with my family, I'd do the train again. 7 hours, right into Penn Station.
Easy peasy.
They have Wi-Fi. You can plug in. Seats
Could
are more
work,
comfortable.
actually. Yeah.
You could work.
Mm-hmm.
You can get up and use the restroom.
Yeah.
You can go to the cafe car. The
You're
seats are
stuck.
way more comfortable than an airplane. They're bigger, more leg room.
Wouldn't be hard.
Right. 2 thumbs up. Highly recommend. Cost was not that much for my whole family to go.
That's good. Yeah.
About the same as it would cost for us to park, tolls, and gas.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of a no-brainer.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Less
super
than flying,
fun.
more than driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had lots of good food. That's what I love about going to the city.
Mm-hmm.
So many choices. We went to the Yankee game. Huge Yankee fans in my house. We actually made it onto the Jumbotron. Somehow we managed to get ourselves picked as the Duncan fans of the game, which just means they come up to where we're sitting, put us on the little camera, give us gift cards, and we have to like smile and wave.
Whatever.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
The Yankees won. 2 thumbs up. It's been a rough season this year if anybody else follows baseball. Probably not Yankee fans. Lots of Yankee haters out there, but
I'm not saying I'm a Yankee hater.
Yeah.
Not a number 1 fan of the Yankees, but
it's fine. We like them. We still listen to them. We still go to their games.
that's good. Kids should like baseball.
Yeah. We went to Central Park. We went to Central Park Zoo, which was fun.
Yeah.
It's just small enough to, keep entertainment, but not so big that you're like, oh my God, this is overwhelming.
Yeah.
I made my family go to a Broadway show.
Mm-hmm.
I chose Hamilton because I figured everybody would
Yeah.
enjoy it. Yes, it does have some adult themes and other stuff, and I have kids, but you know what I found with my kids? If it's above their age limit, it just goes over their head.
Yeah.
So everybody had fun.
Mm-hmm. There's lots of great music.
There's so much good music.
Really...
And really, that caliber of performance on Broadway, you really can't go wrong.
Yeah.
It's like the best of the best.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah.
And then, came home. Oh, we went up the Empire State Building. The kids went with me. My husband's not a fan of that many floors up. So he passed. But I took the kids. It was fun.
That's good.
I hadn't been up before. So.
Oh, yeah. No, it's good. Yeah. And I forgot, this weekend I had another friend coming to stay. And so we went to Ticonderoga on Saturday. Yeah. Fun. I had not been since I was a kid.
You haven't been.
So that was a lot of years ago.
We have membership.
Yeah.
But I don't think we haven't made it over this year because we've just been so busy.
Yeah.
I think we'll try to scoot over in August.
Yeah, it was fun.
Go to the corn maze.
And nice to see everything there. And
they've done a nice job.
And it's a lot smaller than I remembered it being as a kid because I am a grown-up now.
Right.
I'm a larger person than I used to be.
Yes.
But it was entertaining. And it was a beautiful day, so it was nice to be outdoors. Yeah.
We also went to Loudon, New Hampshire.
Oh, right.
For NASCAR. One of my children is really into NASCAR, and that's one of the things he asked for his birthday.
All right.
It was a birthday present. Again, the Sunday race got rained out.
Oh, that's right. That's one of the reasons that we did not podcast somewhere in between there.
Yes,
right?
because
we did try.
I was supposed to be back
several times. Yeah.
Sunday night, but looking at the weather forecast, it was like.
I think that was when I was coming back from vacation.
Yeah.
Because it was the week my friend was here, and she was like, aren't you doing something tonight? I was like, nope.
Yeah, so when the race gets rained out on the Sunday, and so Loudon doesn't have lights, so they can't run it past dark, it just gets rescheduled to Monday. And so we kind of had some advance notice that might be happening, and so the adults took steps to ensure that the family could stay.
Yeah.
We won't talk about the couple of work things that I had to do from the parking lot, Loudon, because could not get a couple of things.
No hotel room.
Well, we were staying an hour away.
Oh.
So we had to leave. Anyway, it was a whole thing.
Anyway, yep.
But I can now say that I have been to a NASCAR race. I'm not sure that I'll ever go to one again, but I've been.
Well, if your son continues to enjoy it, you might have to go again.
I have a couple of questions for the people at Oil and Go as to why it takes them an hour to switch over my tires when those guys can do it in under 10 seconds. And I understand they're already on the rims, but something's not matching up here.
Yes. Yes, it's true. It is
I have some questions.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't let people watch some of that stuff.
The pit, we were sitting right across from pit row. It was fascinating.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to watch those teams and just like the choreography of, because it's clearly choreographed and practiced and just, it's a routine and like you just, nobody's out of step and it just boom, 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 because there's like cars coming, like it's just, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So even if the racing wasn't exciting, all the other stuff is always interesting. I like to know how things work.
I mean, that part was interesting.
Yeah.
It was like 90 degrees, really humid.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just, wow, in the middle of the afternoon.
Cool.
So,
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
On a sunny day in between all the rainy days. So.
And it was also really smoky because on the heels of the rain, the smoke from Canada had come down. So it was
not to belabor the weather, but honestly.
Really humid and smoky.
That week when I came back from vacation, it was smoky in Maine as well.
Yeah.
And we really had, it rained off and on for the first 4 days we were there. Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And then, but we ended up, it was supposed to rain more during the week, but we had some days that were a mix. So we got to the beach a little bit more than we had been led to believe we might be able to. So, and I saw, we had lunch with a friend of mine that I used to work with, and then a couple of my other friends came at various points. So it was good. But it was not like beach day every day, needless to say. And when we came home here, it was that was the worst the smoke has been, I think, all summer.
Yeah.
It's really...
Yeah, it was bad.
It was pretty... Sorry, I have the remnants of a summer cold, so...
And then it took us 2 hours to get out of parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
And 3 hours to get from Loudon to Concord. Mm-hmm. That's like a 20-minute trip.
Yeah.
3 hours. That was less than fun.
Yeah.
With small people in the back.
Who were ready to be on to their next thing.
Yes, to go home.
To go home. Yeah.
We were headed home. So, anyway, but it was, you know what? Lesson learned. We now know what to expect.
Yes.
If we do it again. But
see
earlier comment about we don't need to do that again. We'll see. I make them go to Broadway shows. I guess I get to go to NASCAR.
I suspect that they enjoyed themselves more at Broadway than you did at NASCAR, but
I would think so. But
anything is fun once. The second time is optional.
Right.
Did your husband really enjoy it?
The Broadway show or NASCAR?
NASCAR. I just was thinking, like, he could take your son to the NASCAR. Not to, be gender
maybe
specific.
Next year they could go. Yeah. I don't know. It was an interesting trip for sure. Because then the next weekend we were gone to New York. So it was like back-to-back travel trips.
Yeah.
And then what else have we had going on?
Just summer stuff.
I went and saw the Barbie movie.
Oh,
that was good. I would recommend it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I took Abigail. Mm-hmm. I've had a couple people give me the horrified face. Like, you took your 7-year-old? I was like, why would I not? It was funny. I don't understand why it has a PG-13 rating, truthfully. Mm-hmm. Funny, well written, was actually incredibly positive.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
But also making some points about society, but also very positively doing so.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it from just about everybody.
I enjoyed
and a wide variety of people so far.
I would watch it again, actually. That's how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and my sister, like you, has a bit of a social conscience, and I mean, she also enjoyed it. Yeah. And I think she was not expecting to necessarily, so. I
wasn't sure what
she went with 4 teenagers, so.
To expect, because it could have gone either way. Like, but it was amazing. And I think there's a reason why it's breaking records at the box office.
Which is amazing all by itself.
Yeah.
Very few female-only directed movies do this well, so that's awesome. We'll take it.
And, you know, if you played with Barbies at all or did anything Barbie, like, you could totally relate. It's definitely, like, at our
The only thing I
generation.
have to say is that my Ken doll had dark hair, and my sisters had blonde hair. And so when I have seen the previews, I'm like, Ken doesn't have blonde hair, but...
Depends on which Ken.
Right, that's what I mean. We had one of each, apparently,
Yeah.
if I remember back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm a little bit older, so I probably had previous generation Barbie to what you did.
Yeah. Yep.
Mine had molded hair. They did not have actual hair.
Oh,
the Barbie had real hair, but the
Kens did not have hair.
No.
They had molded hair, and Barbie had real hair.
Right.
I might have been the owner of a weird Barbie too, because I did cut hair off of my Barbies.
Oh, yeah, we had several Barbies because my grandparents were very generous, and we had Barbie's Funhouse and a car, and I don't even know what else.
Stuff. I just had the Barbies and some clothes.
Yeah, and my grandmother made clothes for our Barbies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
A different grandmother. There was one grandmother who bought things, and the other grandmother made things. So it was very different.
You know what? Awesome.
Combined together, they were perfect.
What else? Oh, I got a new bicycle. Very excited about it.
That's exciting.
Haven't had a bicycle in a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just picked up this weekend. I took it for a ride with my kids. I forgot how hard it is to ride up hills. Wow.
Yeah, I had my bike reconditioned at the end of last year, I think maybe, and I thought, I'm definitely going to use it. And I started to ride it one day, and I was like, and I didn't have a long time anyway. I was like, yeah this is harder. Like, everyone just cruises along like it's no big deal. No.
That's a workout. So
yeah, and there's nothing flat in Vermont. It's all like little hills, and you think it's just a little rolling hill. And the car, you just sort of coast right over it.
Yeah.
On the bicycle, it's a little bit more.
We got
you live
home.
on a huge hill,
my gosh, we got home. I went with the kids because they both have bikes, and they were like, "Let's go!"
Ooh, all over the place.
And so I was like, "Let's do this loop that's kind of near the house." And then we get back, and my husband just kind of smirking at me, and I was like, "So, Old Airport Road has a really long hill," and he goes, "Did you go north and then come down south on it?" And I was like, "Yep." And he just kind of laughed at me. And I was like, yeah, that was fun. But it's good exercise.
It is.
And it's nice to be outside.
Yeah.
And it's something I can do with the kids.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, start small.
Yeah, baby steps. Baby steps.
Yeah.
And when did bike seats get so hard? I don't remember.
I have a very specific. I have a bike seat that it's like the triangle, not like the little skinny, uncomfortable kind. And even mine, which is pretty well padded, is not so super comfortable.
I feel like the last time I rode a bike, the seat was a lot softer.
Yeah, the last time I rode a bike, was more muscular, just to be very clear about it, and so I don't know why that would make a difference, but perhaps it does. Yeah.
I don't know.
There's not much that mimics a bike seat.
No.
So there's not much that's about the only thing you can. It's the only way to get in shape for that is to actually ride the bike.
No, I know.
Unfortunately,
I
there's
don't know. Yeah. So when it stops raining and we're headed out of town for a week again on Saturday. Last little
or drive over to Charlotte where you can just ride those flat roads. Right. That's where you need to go.
So we're gonna take bikes with us when we go. And
are you going camping?
We are not camping.
Oh.
I rented a cabin.
Oh, even better.
On a lake.
Much better.
It's little teeny. It's just like a 2-bedroom, like little tiny
but
thing.
Still.
But it's like right on a lake in the Adirondacks. So it should be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good.
I've heard the cell service is really bad over there, so I'm there for it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And are you going for a week or for?
We're going like a Saturday to Thursday, so not quite a week, but pretty close.
And also, given the season we've had, probably good to have something with a roof on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but there's definitely no cell service, so bring plenty of puzzles and books.
Okay, it's fine. I think the camp
varies,
that we're staying at has Wi-Fi, so it's actual legit.
It depends
house.
on where you are. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else planned for the rest of the summer.
So we'll have to look at the schedule because that may impact when the next podcast can happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Though if we do every other week, it should be fine. So.
Right. I think we're kind of maybe going to be hopefully back on track.
Yeah. To the every other week thing.
Yeah. After I'm just calling it the hiatus.
The pause. The summer pause, because things got...
Yeah, it wasn't actually... It's funny, too, because we actually had a plan to keep going, but then just a few... Like two things got in the way. One was you got stuck at the NASCAR, and then there was something else last week that I couldn't do, or whatever.
So, there was some...
We each had one thing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
everything sideways.
Yeah.
So,
but Here we are. I knit a whole sweater between the last podcast and this one, so that tells you it's been a minute.
I feel
it's been more than 1 minute.
I knit less than I
and I didn't knit
have.
it on vacation. I had a friend here that whole week. Like, I didn't knit as much as I might normally, but I was pretty focused on that sweater, and I finished it last night. I was determined to get it done for today.
I do have one finished object that's not here because I forgot to grab it because it's already been
I'm sure you have more finished objects than I do. I only have the 2, but
I have 3 if you count the one that's not here. Mm-hmm. But I'll put a picture in.
Which we definitely count. Everything counts.
Yeah, so 3.
When it comes to finished objects.
Dope. Anyway. Mm-hmm. But so we should probably get started after all of our weather ranting chit-chats.
Well, we had 2 months of chit-chat. And also, not only that, but Ange and I have not seen each other.
For like 2 months.
Maybe on the screen once or twice, but honestly...
on a screen.
Yeah. It's crazy, yeah. The story is still here, as it turns out.
Passing in the night, I think. I feel like.
Right, we're the queens of text and email. Let's run a store via electronics. Poor Ariana. It's amazing she's still... is willing to stay here with us.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. Thank God she is.
Yes.
All right. I don't remember how to do this, but I'm sure we'll figure it out.